As organizations have moved more completely to the cloud or better established their balance of their hybrid deployments between on-prem and cloud-based platforms, cloud-native capabilities really became very interesting targets for adversaries because they are by nature decentralized, and therefore it gives the adversary an opportunity to compromise those accounts that you're leveraging for your business purposes. Attacking your cloud accounts, for example, is a prime way that adversaries will gain access to potentially infrastructure, your storage capabilities, your processing, your code deployments. All of those become very, very juicy targets because the attackers have numerous different ways of leveraging those in order to accomplish their goals. Similarly, if you look at SaaS platforms, and we'll just look at email as one particular example, this becomes a great target because, first of all, it's one of your fundamental communications. And as attackers learn how to use some of these capabilities, they may be able to forward those messages off to a different destination. This is actually a playbook that's been in use for a long time by a lot of state-level adversaries, where they no longer need to maintain constant access to a compromised environment because they're monitoring your communications from afar.
When we start talking about things like AWS, Microsoft 365 services, different web services, everything has a little bit of a different purpose, and adversaries absolutely are smart enough and mature enough that they understand what kinds of data are stored in different services. So in any cloud service, there's going to be an identity, there's going to be an account. And part of the reason cloud account techniques are so prevalent this year is because every time an adversary has to talk to a cloud service, they have to use an account, they have to use an identity. So by virtue of that default setting of them having to use an identity, cloud accounts show up with every single incident, every single adversary access to cloud resources. For email forwarding and email hiding rules, this gets into very interesting incidents where an adversary will log into someone's Microsoft 365 or G Suite email, different things like those, and they'll configure an email forwarding rule to send certain emails that meet a certain criteria to an adversary controlled mailbox. And this is a good way for adversaries to make a complete copy of a mailbox with ongoing new emails that are coming into that mailbox without having to go back and continually log in to that victim's mailbox and risk further detection. Every time they log into this user's mailbox, they risk getting detected by the blue team again. So what they do is they set up the rule, set it and forget it, get their email sent to an adversary controlled email address. For email hiding rules, we get into some interesting incidents where adversaries will start making either blanket email rules to hide all incoming email or use certain keywords to select certain email and send them to folders where a user won't find them. These would be folders like your deleted items folder, RSS feeds folder in Outlook, or conversation history. The places nobody ever really seems to go in their Outlook client trying to figure out where those emails have gone. And what will happen, the reason adversaries will use this is this adversary also knows that they want to do something else with that email account. So they know that they're going to either be sending spam. That's something we've seen a lot with higher education organizations, where at the beginning of a semester, an adversary will log into a student account that is compromised, send out a bunch of spam, and then set up an email rule that filters out all of the messages that come back where people are saying, hey, your account has been compromised, you need to change your password. And so as a result, that user doesn't know that their account was compromised. They don't actually know that spam is going out. And that's when the security team at the university has to kick in and come and fix things. The other thing that we commonly see with email hiding rules is adversaries trying to do something called verified app use inside Office 365 tenants. These are going to be ways where an adversary will try to use applications such as Perfect Data, certain email clients, different things like those, to back up data from a Microsoft 365 tenant. And anytime those applications get installed or get approved to be put into a 365 tenant, there's an email that goes out to administrators of that organization. And one of the things we've seen is adversaries compromising administrator email accounts, specifically setting up email hiding rules to make sure that admins never see those application verification emails. It's something that's a little bit sneaky. It's a little bit interesting. We've seen it a few times in 2024, and it's always interesting to sort of hunt down those incidents.